venue too far, any song at every bar, here to cover your needs. Twin Rivers Music Scene.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Twin Rivers Music Scene podcast with your hosts Madison
and Reed.
And welcome to episode 5.
It's good to be back for another episode. It's been a couple weeks.
Yes, we're really excited for this next interview, this next artist. But before we get into that, I'm going to tell y'all, a couple updates. My dog is wanting to bite all of our equipment cords, so let's hope we're okay.
Should we give Murphy a proper introduction since we are doing the intros in your house now?
Oh, sure.
Murphy so for people that are watching that can see her little Smurfy Murph.
Yes, this is Murphy. Hang on, let me get him in the camera.
He was honestly trying to be the cameraman a second ago. But this is Murphy. This is his home that we are in.
This is Murphy. He doesn't know how to, well, he does speak, but he doesn't really bark that much. But Murphy? He literally just bit the microphone. Anyway, welcome to our home.
Another update with Madison's home. She's been living in turmoil the past couple weeks. Why don't you tell them why?
Yeah, so to be honest, the past few weeks have been a nightmare. I have an unwanted guest in my home. And it's a mouse. I have a mouse in my house. And it sounds gross, and it is gross, but I'm not a gross person. It's a field mouse. I don't really know how it got in here.
At least it's cute, but it has been wreaking havoc on her home for the past 2 weeks. You came face to face with it eating one of your sweet potatoes?
Yes. I think it was last weekend I came home, opened up my pantry, wanted a nice little snack, and the mouse was literally on top of my sweet potato. And we both looked at each other like, what are you doing here?
One of us isn't supposed to be here right now.
Yeah, and I felt like the mouse was like, literally, what are you doing? But
yeah,
I should have been asking that question to the mouse. We saw it last night. It went into Murphy's kennel. Murphy didn't do shit. Great job, Murphy. And yeah, so if you own a pest control company and you specify in mice, please give me a call because I had a breakdown yesterday.
You know, this would be a good time to plug. Like, if you have a pest control company and you want to be some kind of like, have a little ad on here or something.
Maybe we can have our first sponsorship.
Yes. For coming and saving or rescuing your house from this mouse.
Yes. Like, I don't care what it takes to get this mouse out of my house. I just need it out.
I need this to stop rhyming.
Immediately. I don't care if I need to live somewhere else for a couple days while they bomb this place or if they need to relocate me because I live in an apartment complex. I don't know, but please send prayers because I'm gonna lose it, and it would be a highlight if the mouse randomly appeared while we were recording this, but I doubt that.
Guest.
But we have Murphy, so that, and he's the wanted guest.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's a life update with me. That's pretty tragic. Do you have any news that you need to share?
Not anything exciting like you have.
I don't know if that's exciting. But
eventful, I guess. Honestly, just been working, and we've been going to a bunch of shows per usual. We've had like a good mix of different shows and different like bars and venues the past couple weeks.
We have actually been to Austin, San Marcos, and San Antonio.
And New Braunfels, yeah. So we've done the whole I-35 stretch.
Yeah, we're just up and down.
That's cool. I didn't realize that. Okay, we went to, and this is in no particular order because it all gets mixed up.
Yeah.
But we went and saw Rob Linus play at Sagebrush, and that was both of our first times at Sagebrush. That was a cool venue because they have a big dance floor, and there's a lot of great dancers in Austin, obviously. So that was cool. And then Rob's music is also more rock than we typically listen to. So it was a good mix and like the sound that we went for.
Yes, super fun. Everybody was dancing. Rob's always fun to see. Our first time seeing him play was at Riley's.
If y'all haven't seen Rob play, it's really cool because he has a 3-piece, but if you were like listening and not looking, you would think there's like 7 people on that stage.
Yes, and we were talking about that at Sagebrush. I think that's a really cool point So he's really fun. You need to go see him. He's definitely more rock, like Reed said.
Mhm.
So check him out. Follow him on Instagram.
Yeah. He'll like chug a beer and then play his guitar with the beer still in his hand, which is like really fun to watch. So
That is cool to watch.
and then so for the San Marcos show, we went and saw Low Gap at Cheatham Street. And if you've been following my social media the past couple of days, you've been seeing my new obsession with Low Gap. You've heard of them like it last year, right?
Yes, I came across their song Mockingbird, I think a year or two ago. I don't know. I added it to my playlist a long time ago, and I'm obsessed with that song. And so I'm glad you finally went down that path. And
Well, that's on you for not sharing
I
them with me before.
I don't know
the fact that
why.
you're hoarding good music and then being like, you just now heard
Because
them.
Clay Street Unit 2, you haven't heard of them either.
No.
Okay.
So Madison's the best one for finding new music and then also hoarding it from me and not
I'm
showing.
sorry. I won't gatekeep any good music anymore. Usually I feel like you're the one showing me good tunes. So I guess I just figure that you know everybody. So I'm always shocked when you don't know people and that I know them before you.
I feel the exact same way. So we just need to be open and send them to each other.
That's why we're Twin Rivers.
Yes. So yeah, I hadn't heard them before a week or two ago whenever I saw that they were playing at Cheatham, and then also Ryan Hunter had posted that he was opening for them later on in the week at Sam's. But yeah, they are incredible. It's a 4-piece band, and most of them are under 21. I think half are under 21, half are over. But those guys are great. They're out of Kentucky, or they're from Kentucky, but I think they're out of Ohio now. And their songwriting is great. They're very, they draw a lot from bluegrass influences because they're from the Appalachia area. So I just think they're so unique, and I feel like they're going to blow up around here. They just finished their Texas run, I think, in Lubbock. So there's someone that we want to definitely still see. I got a signed set list and a T-shirt at their show at Sam's on Sunday when I went back to see them. I forgot to tell you that.
She's a
and I actually have
fan.
2. I should give one to you.
No, it's not right. I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah,
But I love that for you. Also, some songs that came out the past 2 weeks. Ashton Naylor, Chasing Ghosts, really good. Check it out. Drop Tines, Old Tricks. Again, we love talking about the Drop Tines on this podcast. Maybe one day we'll have them on. And then today, check out Ryan Hunter's new single, Gone, just dropped today. So those are 3 new songs that y'all can add to y'all's playlist and be streaming over the weekend.
And I will say one thing about Ryan Hunter. He's done a lot of great promo for this song, and he does that for all of his songs and his projects that he releases. So if y'all don't follow him already, follow him on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, because he is like constantly posting like great content. So
yeah, you won't be bored.
Definitely check that out. And then if y'all are looking for some shows to go to tonight, which is Friday, or Saturday this weekend, Andy Holloman Band is playing at Green Hall tonight, which is cool. They're headlining Friday night, like a local band, so that's gonna be amazing. And then Clayton Chapin's playing at Poorhouse tonight. And tomorrow on Saturday, the Drop Tines are at Green Hall. So that'll be, I feel like they're gonna have a great turnout for that. We have a lot of friends that are wanting to go, and then we'll be there too. And then
Jacob Stelly is playing Saturday at Sam's Burger Joint.
Okay.
So any San Antonio people that aren't at the Green Hall show, go check them out. They're always great to watch. Super fun guys. So.
And then also Poorhouse has the Kerosene Drifters playing on Saturday night as well.
Yes. So lots of good music this weekend. Lots of good shows to check out.
And of course there's like so much more than that. Those are just the main ones that we're mentioning. But we'll be posting on our stories different show posters and stuff throughout the weekend of different venues and artists. And if y'all are hearing the Squeaker Toy and you're not seeing her puppy on camera, he's been playing with us the whole time. So.
Yeah, I was just about to say, sorry for this chaotic intro. Last time, Murphy was an angel, just slept the entire time on the couch. And today, he is wanting to play and squeak and paw. So we apologize.
Well, then I guess we're excited for our next guest that we're having on this episode. Jake Gardner, who is the lead singer of the Roughstock in town. He's a great friend of ours. We've known him for a couple years now, and we've been really looking forward to talking with him on the podcast. And I think y'all are going to enjoy everything that he has to say.
Agreed. He's a great person, great
Mhm.
musician. He recently just went music full time.
Mhm.
So super exciting stuff. So hope y'all enjoy it. And here's our next guest, Jake Gardner.
Woohoo.
The singer-songwriter from New Braunfels, Texas is a breath of fresh air that listeners in this music-loving region have been eagerly awaiting. He delivers a unique and soul-stirring performance characterized by raw, gritty vocals, powerful storytelling, and instrumental excellence. As the lead of the band Roughstock, he embodies a perfect blend of country, folk, rock, and bluegrass sounds, featuring compelling original songs that capture the audience attention. If Sturgill Simpson and Tyler Childers had a baby, it would be this artist. Please welcome Mr. Jake Gardner to the Twin Rivers podcast. Hey.
Howdy, y'all.
How's it going, Jake? It's been forever since we've seen you.
I know, man. I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. We've been having the holidays.
Yeah. And you had to move. You moved to houses and
I
everything
just
in New
moved,
Braunfels?
yeah. I just moved. I got my own place down in downtown New Braunfels.
Are you
Yeah,
loving
right
it?
by the river. I'm loving it. I'm digging living by myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Been
exciting.
a good time, yeah.
Good. You've been busy with music and everything too, or how's that going?
Yeah, we've been really focused on rehearsing as a band, doing a lot of writing, getting ready to start record. We've already recorded a couple. We're going to start to slowly record more and more, and slow and steady. That's what we're
Nice.
doing. So,
Well, that's
Love it.
exciting.
yeah.
Well, I know you recently started music full time.
Yes.
And so tell me about when you first fell in love with music. When was the first time you got on stage? How did that kind of get the ball rolling to where you are today?
So I grew up out in the hill country, and I guess about 5 years ago, I started coming out to New Braunfels to some of the open mics before I had actually moved out here. And me and Hector, my guitar player, we would go out and jam, do like the open house or the poorhouse thing, open mic there. And then a couple years ago, Hector hit me up and was like, hey, let's go play. And then we went out again and played an open mic. And after that, it was like we started doing duo gigs together, he and I. And then later, we were able to get a full band going.
So were you and Hector always the Roughstock, or how did that name come about?
Yeah, Hector actually came up with that. Hector grew up doing rodeo. And I don't know, y'all know what Roughstock stands for? Or yeah, is
Tell us.
Tell us. Tell the people.
Roughstock is anything purpose bred for bareback riding. So like bulls, bronc and bucks, stuff like that. So he did rodeo. He did like roping, team roping and stuff growing up. So he came up with that. I loved it. I'm like, all right, it's a country honky tonk project. So it's fitting for sure. So, yeah, that's how we came up with it. Hector came up with it. Shortly after he and I started playing duo sets, I was just like, hey, we need a band name. Like, what do we want to do? And he was like, what about Roughstock? I'm like, dude, that's perfect. So, yeah, it's been the Roughstock since then. And we've slowly added more members to the band, changed out a little bit, and got it dialed. So,
Nice.
yeah.
And you and I met actually at an open mic to kind of go back to that, the one that you used to host at the Silos, and then
Yes.
you
yeah.
also hosted at the Greenlight, and now you're hosting at the Villa too. So you have been like hosting a bunch of open mics throughout town.
Yeah, the last couple of years since I've moved here, I've been pretty much since I moved here 2 years ago, I've been doing an open mic somewhere, hosting one somewhere.
Yeah.
So
What do you
fun.
like more about, or do you prefer playing open mic more or hosting it?
I'm hosting it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy playing them. It's funny. Open mics kind of make you nervous even if you are a musician. I don't know if all the guys feel like that, all my friends that play. I do. Whenever I go play an open mic, I feel like kind of more nervous than usual versus whenever I'm going in to play a gig and it's like I'm there to work, basically. It's like, hey, we're the Roughstock, play a show, whatever. But yeah, open mics are a little different, I feel like, because everyone's like watching. It's like different people going up there. So
We had so much fun hanging out with you last summer at the open mic at Greenlight because we were all there all the time, and that was
Yeah.
so
Those are the best.
that's
Yeah.
kind of, Yeah, it's funny, like the group that we've kind of built. It's weird. It's like right after I moved here, we just all kind of like grouped up, and it was like open mic. Then we moved it to the green light. You were working at the green light. We moved it over there, and man, we had a good group going. And then everybody literally moved over to the villa, like Alex and all those guys. And now we're doing it over at the villa. We're doing the villa second, third, and fourth Wednesday every month, and I do it every third. So.
And what makes y'all's open mic different is that y'all play full band a lot, like in the beginning or the end, and that's very unique to other
Yeah,
ones.
a lot of the time we'll try to bring out like the cajon, and we'll do, and it's dependent on who shows up. But man, we had a wash tub bass come in the last couple times, and he'll sit up there and jam with pretty much everybody that comes up and plays. So it's pretty cool. We're very encouraging of if you're a good player and you can play, to come up and play with some of the guys that are there alone, and have somebody play lead behind them or whatever.
So what if you're not a good player
really
like
time.
me?
Yeah, if you're not a
Not
good
allowed
player,
on.
you're not
Can I
allowed.
sing a song with you, Jake?
It's not karaoke.
Madison can't bring her
I'm
tambourine
like, what about
up
my
there,
tambourine?
what?
I've been waiting for you to get me on
tambourines
stage.
are a lot, man.
It's
It's
in
hard
my
to mess
car
up
right
a
now.
tambourine.
It's been in your car since like a year ago.
Yeah, and I've
Bring it
literally been
Wednesday.
waiting, and nobody wants me on stage apparently. What's that about? Anyways, when did you move to New Braunfels?
It's funny. I keep saying 2 years. September of 2022.
So what's your experience been like in New Braunfels and the green and all the music scene? How's it been?
It's been good. It's been cool.
I think it shaped you as an artist, being here.
Yeah,
with your
it's humble.
sound?
It's humbled me for sure, because like I've been playing for quite a while, since I was like 13 years old. Never really took it serious until I was older, like the last 5-6 years. But it's really humbling being told, yeah, you're good, you need to go play, and you should be playing on stage somewhere, and then you go do it, and it's like, yeah, you're good, and then you start hanging out with all the other guys that are playing, and then you realize, like, everybody's good and everybody's getting better. So that's the biggest thing, and it's good to be, in a group of guys and, friends with musicians around town. Like, everybody's trying to get better. It's a really good place to be. Everybody's cheering each other on, too, so it's good.
So Madison and I were lucky enough, y'all invited us to come to Yellow Dog when y'all were recording last summer.
Yes.
Or beginning of fall.
Yes.
How has that recording experience been for y'all?
It's been amazing, man. I cannot say enough good things about Yellow Dog Studios. Shout out in San Marcos, Texas. Man, those guys are just incredible. I've had Casey Johns play bass for me, and he's gonna play another gig with me here coming up. Those guys are just insanely good at what they do out there. They're doing a lot of local Texas artists. They have done an insane amount of people that everybody listened to that you never, you don't realize it, but it's their work. So we've been super blessed to work with them. We really enjoyed our session that we had that y'all came to, and we really look forward to getting some music out there. Like I said, we're slow and steady right now, but we are definitely trying. We're just trying to do it right. I don't want to rush. None of us. We're very anxious to get the ball rolling, but we're just trying to do it right. So
That's
slow
important.
and steady is the plan.
Because that will be y'all's first, this is y'all's first recording session, right?
Yeah, it'll be our first project as a band.
Well,
Pretty awesome.
I'm obsessed with y'all's song "Digging My Grave," one of my faves.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the story behind that and how you wrote it?
So that's just kind of a song about knowing everybody's been in a spot where you're like, oh, I wish I could go back, like I screwed up or whatever. It's one of those songs that's like, I know I'm digging my own grave, but that's the tagline, and the chorus is, I'll be damned if you're the one that got away.
I love that line.
But it's like just saying, like, I know I've screwed up, but I'm not going to let you get away. So
what's your favorite song y'all have written? And that y'all are recording?
I really like. It's funny, like it's funny, like there's been such time that's passed since I wrote that, and Don't Wake Me, and we play those songs. You know, those songs kind of just sat, and then I started playing full band, and then I'm like, well, I got these songs, guys, and then they're like, why haven't you shown us these? And I'm just like, I don't know, they're whatever, and then we start playing them in front of people, and you know, the crowd's like, oh, that's a good song, and I'm just like, all right.
We're like
Okay.
obsessed with them every
Yeah.
time y'all
I
play, and I
know.
feel like we've probably heard them now 200 times
Yeah,
each
it's so
and everything.
funny. Like y'all, you two specifically, y'all know like our.
It's like
our
ingrained in our
jams. Yeah.
DNA now.
Like our whole
I
honestly.
know
set.
your set list.
You know every
by
version
heart.
of our set.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was listening actually before this last summer, whenever we were just like hanging out at the house and like y'all were playing it, and it was like,
I remember that video.
yeah,
Right?
I took a video
with
of
the
it.
cajon.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that was just like such a fun jam session that we got to be a part of, like in the house.
Yes.
And that's
So
one
fun.
of my favorite versions of it.
Well, after that little sesh is when I got my tambourine. So
Yeah.
let's bring it back to me.
She had her
She
invite
was
into
like,
the band that
okay,
never
I found the
went through.
band. I'm gonna buy a tambourine.
She's like, I'm gonna
No,
be
I
in this
was
band at all
gifted.
costs.
Going on the
One of
road.
your band members, the drummer, gifted me that tambourine and then just leaves me out in the crowd every time y'all get on stage. Like, I'm never asked. I'm waiting patiently.
This tambourine sits in her back seat, and anytime she hits a speed bump, it like bounces, and you can hear it.
Very
That's
musically talented.
hilarious.
So a couple months ago, you were like trying to decide if you wanted to do music full time or not, and I think that you were thinking about that for a while. What made you decide to finally go into music full time, and how has it been for you since then?
I was working for a company I was working probably 70, 80 hours a week, like pretty normally, pretty regularly. I was also having to travel quite a bit. So that was taking me away from being able to play, and it was very frustrating. Since leaving that company, and I'm still a contractor, so I still do roofing as a contractor, but I'm not running a company. And actually being the branch manager for that company was taking so much away from the music for me that it was like I had to think about it for sure. It was a big decision to make, but it wasn't hard, you know. It took me about a month to say, you know what, this is a decision I'm gonna make. But since then, it's been very clear it was the right decision for sure. Yeah, it's given us the ability to practice weekly, have writing sessions as a band. It's been nice. It's been super nice.
Do you think with your job and, managing within that company and now kind of managing a band, being in that lead role has helped you? Do you think that was kind of a good stepping stone into music, rather if you just kind of went straight into music?
Yeah, I think that as a sales manager, it's definitely going to give you any type of management experience is going to give you more tools. So, but man, I don't need them in the band. We're all like best friends. We're very good about communication, like talking, and we have a group chat going all the time, and we're always in communication, and we're always like, hey, what's the itinerary for this week's practice? And we know what we're doing before we go in there and practice, and it's super easy with us. It is. It's so easy that it's like you have to stay persistent in terms of like scheduling, being there like once a week in a room together, working on it, because it's easy to let it just like
Be
drift
fun.
apart. It's easy to be busy.
Yeah.
It's a commitment, and it's a commitment that not a lot of people are honestly willing to make. So it feels super nice that, these guys are not only some of my best friends, but they believe in me and, us as a band. And I think me stepping away from the company that I was working for last year showed them, that I'm definitely trying to be serious about it as a full band, and and see what we can do. So
What would you say to other local artists who want to take their music full time?
get really, really, really good relationships with some places that you can play regularly. Um, having running an open mic somewhere at some place that can also help you. Just having like a consistent means of income in terms of your schedule. Like you got to have shows to play. Um, it's get ready to be scraping, playing shows. That's what being a musician's all about. But if you love it enough, you'll do it.
So about the same time that you went full time with your music, you also started taking vocal lessons and guitar lessons, correct?
Yeah, whenever I was able to kind of create some margin there, I started going to Bill Hill Music Supply, and I've been seeing Crystal Bird there. She's amazing. She's an angel. Shout out, Crystal. And I have definitely seen that help me improve. It's helped my range. It's helped me understand more what I'm doing. And more than anything, it's helped me prevent hurting myself.
Straining those
Because
vocal cords.
I love to scream.
You
Y'all
do,
know that?
yes,
So,
yeah.
that was my biggest concern. I think both of y'all know that. I was like, gotta get vocal lessons. Like, I'm gonna burn my vocal cords up if I don't, whatever. So yeah, I did that, and then I started doing like private lessons online through a program called Sonora. Jamie Arent. So that's been cool. I've been able to again just understand more of what's going on, and I think it's helped me in my writing and all the other things involved with music. So composing and playing full band, all that stuff. So
Yeah, and I'm very proud of you. I think once you decided you wanted to do music full time, you really went for it.
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of sat with it, you made the right decision, and now you're putting in, vocal lessons, guitar lessons with the whole band. You're really diving into each, I guess,
Avenue and
avenue.
Yeah.
And really leaning into it, and I think that's really important.
yeah,
And awesome for you,
Definitely.
because I feel like sometimes people are like, oh, let me just do it, and kind of like you said, maybe don't know where to start, or just don't take it as serious, and you're taking it serious like it's your job.
And you have like
Yeah.
such a strong work ethic too, that like when you were always talking to us about like should I like go music full time or not, just getting like our opinion and stuff,
Yeah.
you were gonna find the ways to do it, and that's so cool to watch it.
So with your guitar lessons came about your Nashville experience. You had a little training session. Was it
that
training?
was cool.
Yeah, tell us more about that.
Yeah, super humbling. Going to Nashville, it's kind of like a retreat for the like school that I'm enrolled in. So a handful of like guitar players from all over the country all went to Nashville on like a little retreat. We were able to go into the Sound Emporium in Nashville, which is like a famous recording studio. I think Casey Musgrave, like all kind of stuff has been cut in there. And we were able to sit in on a session. We ended up recording a session, and I sang on it. It was pretty cool. Yeah, we did that, and then we were able to explore Nashville a little bit on that trip together. And it was cool because we were there with like some really, really good guitar players and people that were very like in the
they were
cool
in the
stuff was
scene.
Yeah, they were in the scene.
And
So yeah, we got to see some really cool stuff. We got to see like an improv show. Man, it was insane. Like 3 hours of music, and it's completely improv. Like every instrument is just a jam band, including lyrics. It was cool. Super cool. Yeah, again, very humbling to go to Nashville.
And it was on your birthday too, right?
Yeah, I actually
That's
flew
fun.
out. It's funny, I flew out on my birthday to go there, and was there for a whole week. It's pretty exhausting, but
Is
well worth
Nashville
it.
like a space you'd want to go back to?
Yeah, to live as a musician and play as a musician, maybe not. I'm a huge Texas guy. I don't think I know I'll never leave Texas. So
what was your key takeaway from the Nashville experience?
it made me realize that I am a little fish in a little pond. I was a tiny fish in a giant ocean there. I was just like, holy moly. But no, it was like extremely humbling, like super humbling. Like I met Chris Eldridge. He's a fairly well known in the bluegrass, like very well known in the bluegrass scene. Incredible guitar player. He actually taught a master class when I was there at Carter Vintage Guitars, which is pretty sweet. We were there for like 3 days.
That's
at Carter Vintage. Shout out, wearing the hat.
Perfect.
Good little plug.
Right. Yeah, and they had three guitar players come in and teach, and Chris Eldridge was one. Guthrie Trapp was one other famous guitar player in Nashville. And Jack Roosh, I think. Yeah. But it was sweet. It was cool. It was an experience, that's for sure.
Nice. And you are pretty open about your faith and everything. How has your faith, your religion influenced your music?
Man, it's influenced my entire life. It's funny, like in my heart, like I want to write, it's funny, I just want to write like gospel, like type music. The Roughstock, the band right now, we're working on kind of like a honky-tonk type, project, but in the future, you'll definitely see some more gospel-y type songs come out. Probably solo. It's going to be hard. I tell the guys, I'm like, I like pop, and I like, like all the music. And I'm like, I'll probably just release some self-title, like whatever, by myself. And the guys are like, well, show us first.
We want claim over
we
some new
see
songs.
it. I mean, we can do whatever we want.
We'll do whatever you want, please.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm pretty like type A about like, okay, like the Roughstock is this. We can't put like a poppy song or a super folk song. Really, we could do whatever we want.
Yeah.
That's what's nice about music. It's not subjective, but I'm kind of like, let's do a honky tonk album, and so yeah, that's kind of, I won't say more than that. But that's what we're working on.
And then again, to the faith piece of it, was that a big part in your decision to go full time, like to trust in that?
Yeah, 100%. I just trust. I know that as long as you work hard and you're grateful and you ask the Lord for guidance and peace about certain decisions and things, and man, if He gives you them, and you just got to move. You got to go. He'll always provide. And He's continually showed me that. So every step, the last 5 years of my life, I've kind of navigated through career-wise and done really well. And it's been little scary to step away from where I was at, but it's been a blessing. And yeah, the Lord just continues to show me that He's got my back. So
we love Him.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen. God and country music.
Come on.
So what are your goals personally and musically for 2025?
Definitely release some music. We're going to have, initially our goal was to release like a full album like around the springtime. I think it's going to be hard funding wise. It's just expensive to record. So we're working on some different things in terms of funding. But yeah, to have a full album that we're really happy and ready to record. We've already started recording some of the songs, but to have the whole thing ready, recorded, and ready to release, and some already released, it's definitely going to happen. So
how many songs are we expecting? 10.
Yeah, we're looking at 10.
We're getting an album.
Yeah, and depending on where we're sitting and how some of these songs do, I guess, live. It may be more, but we'll see.
Have y'all been like testing out some of y'all's newer original songs live?
Yeah. So now's a good time to come see us. We're starting to throw in some of these originals just to kind of see how they do, and messing with melodies a little bit and trying to see what works and what people like. And yeah, I don't know if people are just pulling our leg or what, but they like it. So
We love it.
yeah.
Where can people see you coming up soon?
I think our next show is actually a Screaming Goat at the end of February. So I'm working on booking right now. We've got stuff booked all the way until the end of this year already, but yeah, we kind of had a little slow holiday. It was kind of nice.
We did too.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you to keep up to date with you and your music?
Instagram is going to be Jake_Gardner_. That's going to be my personal page. And then the Roughstock page is going to be _the Roughstock_.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
We love it.
And then obviously Instagram, probably Facebook.
Instagram, yeah, we've got a Facebook as well. You can find us on there. You'll find we have a website. It's theroughstock.com. You can find on there where we're going to be playing and when. Yeah. So
Nice. And then we kind of like to wrap up our episodes asking what artists you're listening to right now. So you've been posting some good ones on your stories lately. Who's your favorite right now?
Man.
Maybe favorite's too hard of a word. Who would like today? I
feel you. Who's my favorite right now?
You go in your car. Who are you turning on?
My favorite right now is probably, it's going to be probably a tie between Charles Wesley Godwin and John Fulbright.
I'm surprised Noah Kahn isn't in there.
Noah, man,
We're taking a break.
it's always going to be there. Noah Kahn's always going to be one of my favorites, for sure. He's just not in the current
rotation right now. Yeah.
He is. He always is, but
He's always there.
Yeah, I'm listening
When you
to
need
a
him.
lot of John Fulbright. I'm really like trying to kind of harness. Listen to some old stuff too, like Merle and all that. Trying to kind of harness that like honky tonk vibe. That's what we're kind of trying to do with the Roughstock. So.
What are you listening to, Madison?
I already know what you're going to say.
What is it?
Low Gap.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I was going to steal
Low
it
Gap.
from
Have you heard of Low Gap?
Yeah,
They're on-
Ryan just opened for him last night.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I saw them at Cheatham Street on Tuesday, and then we went last night and saw them play again in San
Sam's Burger
Antonio.
Joint.
Yeah, at Sam's Burger Joint. And they are so good. You sent me them. I hadn't heard of them before a couple weeks ago.
But I had heard of them like last year or something. I'm obsessed with their song Mockingbird.
Yeah, they're doing a Texas run right now. I think they're going up to Lubbock soon, so they're kind of out of the area now. But they're out of Kentucky/Ohio, and they're really great. So it was cool to get to see Ryan open for them, and they did a great job too.
Yeah, they are.
I just drew a blank when you asked me who I'm listening to. You know who I'm listening to?
Who?
And no one else right now, honestly. A little bit of Charles Wesley.
Okay.
Zach Top.
Oh my gosh, is he
Ooh.
like your boy
I
crush
don't
or
know
what?
how. Yeah, 100%. I don't know how I just now, like a month ago, got on the Zach Top
What?
train. But, like, I have not got off of it. And
He's
I don't
so
know
good.
if I will.
Are you gonna go see him? Like, when is he playing at the rodeo?
He's
or
playing at the
something?
rodeo. He's playing
Yeah.
on, like, at noon or something. I
I'm
don't know.
shocked they give him a noon
It's like a
slot.
$500 ticket, and it's like
Mhm.
at noon on a Sunday.
Dang.
So I'm like,
It's gospel.
I feel like
it's
y'all
gospel, baby.
would have very similar personalities. Like y'all would be
Oh,
friends.
totally. Oh, yeah, totally.
Maybe if this
Oh,
reaches
yeah.
Zach Top, we have Jake Gardner who could open for you.
Yeah,
Big
Zach Top's
dreams.
busy at the rodeo. I'll open for you.
Hey, Roughstock, rodeo, they go in hand
Come
in hand.
on.
If he was smart. Anyway, well, I guess since I've been listening to Low Gap as well, but Carter Faith, my girl, love her. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, Jake.
Thank
it's
you,
always
ladies.
a pleasure. We haven't gotten
It
to
was
see
fun. This was more like a hangout than a podcast.
Yeah,
Which
it's
we
good to see you
love.
again.
Yes.
Let's go like grab a drink after this. I'm just kidding.
It's 10 a.m., but let's do it.
I have to
All
go to
right,
work.
let's go. It's Monday. Let's go.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Again, this is the Twin Rivers Music Scene Podcast with your host, Madison.
And Reed.
And this is Jake Gardner.
Woohoo! Episode 5.
Woohoo!
See y'all.
No venue too far, any song at every bar. Here to cover your needs. Twin Rivers Music Scene.